Good morning. How are you? So today we are tackling a rather interesting topic. Have you ever met someone, or are you someone who owns a lot of assets but still struggles to pay your bills? If you are that person, then that is the paradox of being wealthy but broke. So being wealthy but broke means this is someone who has a lot of assets. He owns maybe, let's say, land, properties, motor vehicles, but still struggles to pay for their day-to-day bills. So if you're somebody who fits this description, then we can say that you are wealthy and broke. And what are the common signs of somebody who's wealthy but broke? The first sign is they have multiple properties but they still struggle to pay their bills. The other sign is you might find somebody who has, let's say, a car, a very expensive car, or even a fleet of cars, but in real sense, they are still surviving on loans. They take one loan to maybe pay another bill, they take another loan to maybe settle another thing, but in real sense, they have assets which you can see. So that is another characteristics of being wealthy and broke. Then investments in the low return with no immediate cash flow. So that is also another characteristics on somebody who is wealthy and broke. And why low liquidity is a problem. When you are low in liquidity, it means you are unable to fast pay your bills. So yes, you have 10, 20 properties lying around, but you do not have enough cash flow, which can help you even meet or pay your bills, or even cushion you financially when you experience an emergency. Then inability to take advantage of opportunities. So the issue with low liquidity is you are unable to take advantage of opportunities. If right now you're told, okay, you can maybe invest, let's say 2 million, or you can invest even a million or 200,000, and this investment, there is some guarantee on return, you are unable to do so. So technically, you have all these properties, but the low in liquidity is a problem to you. You can't be able to take advantage of such opportunities of investment because you do not have easy access to cash. Then another thing is increased reliance of debt. And this is one thing that has really, this is one characteristics of people who are wealthy and broke. Because they have guarantee of, okay, I have 10 properties of land, I have, let's say, a fleet of cars, I am able to survive on loans. So they keep on taking these loans, and at the end of the day, the debtors send you auctioneers to auction your properties so that they can regain, or rather, they can be able to be compensated based on the financial assistance they give you, because you are taking these loans, but you cannot guarantee that you will pay back. And another thing, even when you're taking those loans, you end up even selling your properties or your assets at a very undervalued prices, because let's say right now you have a fleet of cars and you are not liquid enough, so basically you're broke and you want to sell your car because you have an emergency bill that you want to foot. You meet with somebody and somebody tells you, okay, how much are you selling it? I'm selling it, let's say 2.5M. But because you are desperate, I can only manage 1 million. And let's say you need that money like 2 days, and this somebody is giving you 1 million in cash. You'll end up undervaluing your products or your assets because you are low in cash and there is an emergency bill which you need to foot in. Okay? So why liquidity and cash flow are key? First of all, what is liquidity? Liquidity is how easy you can turn your assets into cash. Are the assets you have highly liquid? And some of these investments are like, if you put your money, let's say, in a money market fund in SACCO. I always tell you that money market fund is highly liquid because you can access your money easily anytime you want. And also, how quickly can you get your asset converted into cash? Are you able to sell your land like in the next 1 week and be able to get cash? Put it on the market on Monday, and on Tuesday, somebody you have an interested buyer, on Wednesday they buy that land. That is a complete no. I can tell you no in confidence, because selling some certain assets is not as easy as you may seem. So liquidity is how easy you can convert your assets into money. Okay. Now another thing is, what is cash flow? Cash flow is how regular or how frequent you have access to money, or how your assets on investments generate some money for you. So you not only have assets, but rather these assets and investments generate some income to you. So the cash flow is how liquid you are, what amount of cash you have at every given point or time to be able to sustain you financially. Okay. Now, the benefits of high liquidity and cash flow. First of all, covering your expenses and emergencies. So, like I've just told you right now, you have 10 property parcels of land, but you don't have a single cash flow in your account. You'll have a problem. Because if right now you have an emergency, the next thing you think about, let me take a loan and let me put this land or another parcel of land as collateral. So you end up surviving on loans because you are not liquid enough to meet these specific emergencies, or your cash flow is way too low for you to be able even to pay your expenses and bills. Then provide freedom to invest in new opportunities. If you have enough cash flow right now, and I come and tell you there is an investment opportunity which the return is guaranteed, so it only needs you maybe to invest 2 million, a million, or 200,000. It is easy for you to just go convert your asset into cash, or rather, because you have existing cash flow, just pick money from your bank account, then come and invest. So it gives you that freedom to invest in existing opportunities. Then it reduces reliance on debt. So basically, if you have enough cash flow, if your assets are highly liquid, it is easy for you to just let's say pay your bills, cater for your emergencies, and it reduces your reliance on debt. In fact, you will not even have any reason for you to go and take a debt somewhere. So how to avoid being wealthy and broke? First of all, diversify your investments. So it's not just an issue of acquiring properties, acquiring assets, and growing like that. It is an issue of acquiring assets that are highly liquid, acquiring investments that are highly liquid. Distribute your finances. So it's not just an issue of I have investments in a circle, yet you're somebody who frequently needs some cash flow. How easy is it for you to walk in a circle and come out with a loan? Is it something that you can take is it something that can take 24 hours? That's a big no. There are processes and procedures that you must undertake. Having a money market fund account, how highly is it highly liquid? Is it somewhere you can request your withdrawal on Monday and have access to your money on Wednesday? So these are factors that you need to consider when you want to diversify your investments. Then focus on income generating assets. So right now we have like an outbreak of people selling their lands, properties, etc. So first of all, before you go and purchase this specific asset, ask yourself one thing. Am I purchasing this asset as an investment or just a property that I want to have? But I will highly advise you kindly focus on buying assets that help you in generating income, like rental income. That is something which for a period, as soon as I finish or complete maybe building this specific property, I'll be earning something from these houses. So that is an asset that is helping you generate income. So you want to, let's say, buy a car, but the car you want to buy will be used, let's say, for transportation. So that specific asset is going to help you generate income. So focus on income generating assets other than buying assets that will just be there and, in fact, dent you financially because you'll be forced to pay, let's say, maintenance cost, security cost, etc., etc. Then build an emergency fund. Even if you are wealthy enough and you have 4,000 acres of land, let me tell you one thing. If an emergency hits you right now and your cash flow is low, you will look like a broke person. Because the next thing you'll be calling those people who even don't have those properties, but they're highly liquid. They have enough cash flow, and tell them, hey, give me 50K right now. I have an emergency. There is something I need to do. Then the next thing you think about is, okay, how can I use my land as a collateral to take a loan? So you end up accruing too much loan and you even risk repossession. Maybe you lose those lands because you'll be sent auctioneers to now repossess those lands so that they can have a return of the financial assistance they gave you. So make sure you build an emergency fund account. If you have been watching this video for a while, you need to understand that there is importance in having an emergency fund account. It will help cushion you financially when you experience an emergency, okay? Then regularly review your financial plan. Make sure you do some evaluation. Okay, so I have this number of assets, I have this number, this is the income I'm generating, this is the amount I'm spending to maintain these assets. So is it making any financial sense? Do I need to readjust on my financial plan? So make sure you review this frequently and ensure that you have enough cash flow at any given point or time. Then avoid over investing in prestige assets. At times, you find people are buying land that does not even generate income. You go, let's say, for those people who are watching me outside Kenya, we have a very pristine, or how will I say, we have a very prime area called Karen. So you go in Karen, you purchase land, and now you're stranded. You bought that land because you want to build apartments, but we have law within that area that prevents you from building apartments. We just have a specific type of house that you're supposed to build here. So that house, first of all, you're supposed to pay your land rates, you're supposed to, let's say, pay maintenance fee, you're supposed to, let's say, pay security fee. So it is eating up into your financially, because this land specifically, you cannot invest as far as rental houses is concerned, but you bought it without doing your due diligence. So avoid over investing in prestige assets, because at the end of the day, it might dent you financially. So first of all, let me tell you one thing. There is an example that I want to give you on somebody who is wealth and broke. Now, imagine somebody who has 100,000 in their account and they earn this at any given month of time. So this somebody doesn't have, this specific person doesn't have, let's say, an asset. He doesn't have a car. He only pays, let's say, for the basic needs. He has enough cash flow because he saves and he sustains himself as he receives his income. He has, let's say, low risk investments that are highly liquid, like money market fund account. Then there is this specific person who probably has 3 million worth of car that, let's say, consumes fuel at a very expensive rate, and hence but he doesn't have any asset that, first of all, generates income, and two, he doesn't have any existing cash flow. So basically, he has to every day scrap for something so that he can maintain, let's say, maintain this specific car, get fuel, cover in the fuel expenses, etc., etc. So you'll find between the two, one is wealthy and rich, but the other one is wealthy and broke. You might look at the assets that they have and you say, okay, this guy is living the life, but in real sense, behind closed doors, there is a problem financially. So make sure you try and cushion yourself by re-evaluating your financial plans, by re-evaluating your financial status, assuming you need to plan how many assets can I manage, what is my cash flow at any given point or time, okay? So with that said and done, I want to take this opportunity to thank you. Remember, if this is content that you like, kindly like and subscribe. With that said and done, I want to tell you, have a good day.